This presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. It is your boy Smoooth, not with just one, not with two, but with 3 O's. Thank y'all for tuning in to another edition. For those watching for the first time, thank y'all very much. I appreciate it, and I hope that after this show, all the newbies, y'all go ahead and follow your boy all across social media. You see a QR code right on your screen right there. And also, make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe on YouTube, Smoooth Conversations, Smoooth with 3 O's. Like and subscribe and click on that bell so anytime this show goes live, just like it is right now, you will get notified on your device. And you can also check out the archives of previous shows that this wonderful show has had since July of last year. The very first show was with the great producer, actor, comedian, Guy Torrey. And if you see the archives, you'll see a lot of amazing stories told. This show is all about getting stories told, shining a light, promoting positivity, and you just never know what someone has gone through from way back when they were little to what they're doing now. And this show's all about getting that journey. For those who cannot watch and maybe listening right now, shouts out to all the listeners on Beat District Radio, KBDR, Beat District Radio. Shouts out to my Beat District Radio family. Earlier today, you had Bigger Than the Stage. Shouts out to Taji and Shanti Love. Amazing job on their show. Right before I went on, you had JD the DJ holding things down with this hot hour of nothing but music. And right now you have Smoooth Conversations. So I need y'all to also go on beatdistrictradio.com and see what we have in store. Also download the app on Google Play and on the App Store. So many ways to check out Smoooth Conversations and so much more on Beat District Radio. Now, let's get back to the reason why some of y'all newbies are here. I've known this woman for quite some time, and when I bring it out later on, she'll be like, man, it has been a while. But this woman here, as you saw in the promo, she is an educator, real estate investor. She is a mother, she is a wife, and something that I didn't bring up on purpose because I want us to discuss it on this show. But if y'all don't know, she is one of the funniest people, not just women, but one of the funniest people. And she just has a knack for improv and just being naturally funny. If y'all don't know, y'all may find out this evening as I have on Smoooth Conversations right here in the TSC, the Saunders Experience. By the way, what's up, wifey? Love you. None other than MissMollie G. Where you at? Look at her.
Here I go.
What's happening?
Right on. Nothing much. Oh,
Great to have you.
thank you for having me. This is somebody want to hear what I got to say.
Man,
That's
speak it.
That's what's needed.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, speak it. And we need everyone. Please feel free throughout this show, of course, who's watching, to leave comments, leave questions if you have stories, anything that you want to do. But I had to approve it because if I don't like what I'm seeing, which I don't have any expectation that's going to happen, but let's go through me and I'll have it on the screen. So bring them comments, bring them questions. Let's shower MissMollie G with all the love that she deserves. And here come the comments already. Let me see here. Uh-oh. Who was that?
Who is it? Oh, that's my mama. That's my mama in love. What's up, P?
What's up, moms? And let's see, who else we have here?
That's my man.
Shouts out to you, Ron G. Much love. And the mom's like, that belly out there.
I'm busting out the band, though.
Yeah,
On the way.
I had no idea until she pulled up to the house. And I'm like, oh, she didn't come alone.
Oh no, I brought a friend. Nobody knows. Now everybody knows. I don't really be telling people my business. That's why I'm so excited to come and tell all my business because I don't tell my business.
There we
So
go.
yes, 21 weeks in.
21.
Baby G, Final G, OG, Done G, the it of G's.
Say done G.
That's
all
it.
all the same OG.
It. Don't look for another one. Don't look for another one halfway through September 2025.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's see here. The mom says, hey, what's happening? Let's see here. Who is this?
That's my girl, Daisha Green. #1 teacher in the world, Top Flight Security. Okay.
Top Flight Security. Let's go.
Security.
Let's go. Okay. See, I love the comment. They coming in, they showering you with love that you deserve already. You know what I'm saying?
That's my baby sister right there.
Hey.
Look, everybody talking about some baby sister. How your baby sister a year under you? She gonna always be the baby sister.
There we go. Let's see here. Say yes.
Yes. No, that's a yes. I don't say yes. That's my girl.
So you said
lifelong friend. One of the longest friends I got forever. Sister, cousin, whichever way you want to spin it. That's
there we
my
go.
family.
Let's see. Your mom says lucky 7. What does that mean?
That's her 7th grandchild.
Ooh.
She keep asking for some more.
I'm
gonna send them all to her house.
There we go.
Lucky number 7. Then that's my nephew, but it looked like it's my sister. That's little Learner's cold, little drippy. Most definitely. Big shout out to him. Nephew doing things. Period. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking they gonna run us down.
Oh yeah, I love it. And then the husband said, your kids said hi. Mommy's on the big screen.
I know they looking laughing.
And listen on Hot 365. I'm sorry, on Beat District Radio. So there we go. A whole lot of love. Just talk about just that from right now, just being able to receive all that love.
Oh, it's overwhelming. Especially my kids. I forgot they could see this. I know they like shout out to Boo Boo and Lord, Baby Majesty. Them my babies. Them my babies. Them my love. So yeah. I'm excited they get to see this. They need, we setting different stones. So
yeah.
For them to see their mama on what they believe is TV. I'm famous. I'm famous.
She made it.
We made it, kids.
So,
pack your bags.
Pack your bags. And so the last time I seen you was back in October because tell everyone in your school.
Big View Town. Bleeding blue. I don't even bleed because I'm from Riverview. You feel me?
And
we do the bleeding. We set the blood out. We ain't giving it up.
And I have to go ahead and say this, not just because I was a part of it, but she saw me as I was in my element because I was DJing for I think the 5th time out of the last 7 years, probably what I would say the biggest bonfire in the city, in the county. Riverview bonfire. Every year in October it goes down. Shouts out to Jason Little, who has allowed me to hold things down and create an amazing vibe and atmosphere. All the events I've been to for the bonfire, no issues. Everyone had just had a great time and was kicking it. So that was the last time I seen you was at that event. But before then, the last time I seen you was during a certain time in your life where maybe not a lot of people may know about this, but you were really big on, as I brought up earlier, improv.
Yeah.
And doing a lot of amazing comedy shows. Like I know y'all have watched Wildin' Out and how they had different skits and how they do this, all the improv stuff. That was similar to what y'all were doing back in the day. Speaking of which, because I got to go ahead and bring this out right now so you can see. But check that out.
Throwback. That's a throwback. Big shout out to Silly Man, Chris Mosley, man. We was doing it. We need a reunion. That's what we need, because that was a good time. That our improv shows. He put on a lot of shows. He did a lot of good things, and I was just grateful to be a part of it. I was just coming home from college, and I jumped right in. When he already had his team, I'm like, put me on.
Right.
Okay. Right. Put me down with the crew. And that's all it took.
And it's dope because he reached out to me. I want to say we crossed paths because of Word Up. And he did some stuff, I did some stuff behind him, whatever. And he was like, hey, man, are you available to do a bit of the DJ and be a part of what we're doing for these shows? And that's how I was able to meet you and Jason and so many others, as well as yourself and Jane. And it was just a whole vibe. And it was an honor to be, a part of such an amazing thing that y'all were doing.
2015. Look at that. Crazy.
Look at that crew right there.
Yeah, that was all before kids.
Man, when I say y'all were definitely holding things down and making it y'all own. Every show was just an amazing thing to be a part of.
Yeah, right on. I appreciate it. Look, this looks nostalgic now that I just back down memory lane. It was a good time. Chris, you need to go ahead, set that back up. Come on home. Reset that up. We can include all these kids, but amongst all of us, we got about 20 kids. We got about 20 kids, the whole crew put together. That's crazy.
Yeah. So the first photo that I did show was the ticket. I think it was 2015 or something like that. 15. So it's just amazing to realize how long first that, we've all been cool. You know what I'm saying? And held down a cool relationship. And what made you decide that, what, I need to get into improv and comedy and being on stage?
Oh, I was just returning home. I went to Tennessee State. So I got back home. I was like, okay, where my friends at? So I was like, let me figure out what I'm about to jump into, because doing nothing at that time was not an option. So skits was big back then. Doing skits was big, and they were doing it the biggest. So when I met them, when I met the whole crew, because I know most of them from Riverview. When I met the whole crew, I was like, I gotta be down. Put me down. If I was just a viewer for a while, and I just jumped in messages, hopped in their DMs and said, yeah. Put me on. Add me to the crew, because I got something to offer, a little something. But if I don't, I just want to be in the atmosphere because it was funny.
So it was funny. You told me a story before the show. Please feel free to share that it was even to a point while you were in school that you go to a class. And what would happen?
I would get put out of the class, and I ain't did nothing. I'm telling you, I used to tell my mama, I get the phone calls home saying I did something in school or in class, but I would literally walk into a classroom and the kids would just start laughing and say, I'm not dealing with it today. Get out. And I didn't even do nothing. And that happened to me so often. And it's just the anticipation of me saying something or doing something, which caused people to laugh. And, outside of them already knowing what I was probably going to do. But let me do it before I get in trouble, okay? let me give me a reason to get a whooping, because I got a whole bunch of unnecessary whoopings off of people just laughing,
Just laughing. Let's see here. Got some more comments coming in. Full life, sister. And then this guy here. Yeah, get that back popping. Okay, of course, somebody get back on stage.
Yeah, she knows. Sure, that's when I hooked back up with her son. So she she know the vibe. She was a big supporter as well. So that was a good time.
Yeah.
And skits, they still ain't changed. It's still a thing to do. But our leader decided to jump states on us and kind of, decimated after that.
Yeah.
But everybody's still on the track, still doing something. So,
and let's talk about that, because I had the conversation with Lady Ree, in which, if y'all missed that, check it out. Smoooth Conversations on YouTube. The interview went viral. It was crazy. But we talked about skits, because now she's getting into skits now, doing her own thing. And skits have been what's taken over on social media. Like, my favorite comedian right now is Country Wayne. And I love what he has a whole empire now because of what he's been doing with the skits. It started off with him just doing random stuff back, just him and his brothers or whoever. But now he got A-list people, in regards to comedians, actors, musicians, whatever, celebrities on his skits as well.
Everybody in on it. And sometimes at this point, you can't even differentiate a skit from what's going on in real life.
Yeah.
And people just want to tune in, be it drama, be it action, be it comedy. Like, I don't think skits going anywhere. Because
and that's why I respect about him, is because he's opened up a lot of doors for people, even people who's been on like big shows. They will probably like push back on doing the bigger shows on network TV because they probably getting more money
off social media.
You know,
it's popping better that way. Instead of, you know, signing contracts, you can literally build your own business off of your own platform, using your own name, just on social media.
And that's why I was telling you earlier before the show, how you were saying how you need to get back into or get into content. Just put stuff out there.
I'm so inconsistent, but it's so much I do that I'm a person to take in the moment, as opposed to being a person that I'm gonna have my phone out recording all the time. I'm like, I gotta be in this moment to where I can be able to tell the story as opposed to show the story. But I really need to get out of there, because I post some, like, I know if you a follower of mine, I posted a house I started on. I finished it, but you would never know. You would never know the whole process, because I don't hold on to the phone. I just, okay, it's work to be done, I'm gonna do it, as opposed to let me document it, or let me make content out of it, or maybe I could. It never crossed my mind like that, but that's another job that ain't much of a job, that could be another income, considering this climate. Everybody need 3, 4, 5 incomes. So I really want to jump back. I really want to jump into it consistently, as opposed to being inconsistent as I am.
And I can easily see you and your husband and the kids being all a part of a skit.
Yeah, you know, I can't put your man on TV no more, baby. You won't have no family no more.
Oh, Lord, the family is divided.
Right. They take your whole family out. So now, maybe being the kids, but ain't gonna put my man. I'm gonna keep my family, okay?
Let's see, got a comment. It's definitely a job being a content creator. You can do it for sure.
Okay, you do it. You doing good for sure. She done went viral. She does hair.
Your mom said the same thing. Make it a family thing.
You want to keep me your daughter-in-law. Let's keep your son out of it. They're gonna be like, oh, he fine. And I'm gonna be like, huh? And he gonna be like, ooh, and we're gonna be like, oh. It's like, who? Like, oh. Yeah, we don't want them problems. I done seen it too many times. I ain't the type to have to experience it. Maybe I ain't seen a successful family yet. So we gonna.
So going back to the high school years, if I was to run into someone who knew you outside of the funny side, what else would they say about you?
You don't want to go that far back. You
Take
don't
it
want
back.
to go that far back. No, they probably would say. They'll say smart, intelligent, fighter. But, you know, that was just a time, you know. It was, you know, I never really speak on it, because that's what, I've been in Riverview, kindergarten through 12th grade. So, you know, it was kind of the culture. Like, I was the funny one, but sometimes being the funny person, everybody being the butt of the joke ain't to everybody's
Look at that.
Okay. I can't even articulate. I'm trying to be professional.
We need to go ahead and find out what is going on.
Yeah,
what was happening back then?
I was funny, but I wasn't nothing nice. I mean, you know, it was a good time as long as you didn't cross the line. Okay, that's all it was. A good time as long as you didn't cross the line. And I hate that reputation, but that's what I got. That's what it is. But that's the old me. That's the old me.
And where you think that came from? Was because of siblings? Just something that was just, you know, bloodline?
It's probably in my bloodline, but no, it's literally it was you either get beat I hate to say this, you either doing the beating or you getting beat. So, and I wasn't gonna be the one getting beat. So that's the Riverview culture. So you either You know, that's how that works. I ain't just talking
She
about.
said, it said from her to the F.
No, it ain't from me. It was just in the blood. It was in the blood. But now we carrying the blood of Jesus around here.
Hallelujah.
So, okay. You ain't gotta worry about that. I don't even look. I hate to. It was a time. But I couldn't even think about fighting no more.
She said that I choked you up with that question. Don't
I
tell
know
the business.
You did. I wasn't ready for that, but yeah, that would be the notable. That's the notable there, unfortunately.
Man, anytime someone start out with the woo, you know it's a story behind that.
Yes, it's been years. I wouldn't even think about fighting. I got too much to lose. I got way too much to lose, and I understand now that fighting ain't even. It's way more ways to solve your problems. This is what I teach my children because the buck has to stop
Be
somewhere.
like, learn from me.
Okay.
I've been there.
The buck stops here.
I would not tell you something that I would not say to myself. You know, just trying to.
Yeah. But you know what? It was an environment. You know, unfortunately, that was the environment I was in. So, like I said, it was either you get beat or you doing the beating. And I got sisters, and we wasn't the ones getting beat. So
like, I ain't never lost.
I know.
Okay, so I ain't gonna say
that. They got me. That was my last fight when they got me. It took a group, but they got me. They got me that was my last time. I was like, dang, I didn't think I could even get jumped, but yeah, that was the end of it for me. That was the last fight.
So were you like in any drama or theater classes, or were you in any?
Absolutely. That's where I met my husband, doing theater with Mr. Jones, R.I.P. I knew he was going to see us at our wedding one year, but he didn't make it. But yes, I was in theater. I was in marching band. I played softball. I was very active in school. I was in everything. I wasn't the type to, I'm an extrovert. So I was trying everything, and what stuck, and what didn't. But I definitely was into everything. Every year. I didn't sit back. So yeah, I was in a lot of different sports, but my top was marching band, concert band, softball, and drama. I was in all of the school plays Mr. Jones had to offer. I went to school actually on a scholarship for drama.
That's dope.
Yeah, that was my way. That's what led me.
Yeah. So pretty much your mom was making sure that you was not in the house. You was just doing stuff all the time. Staying active.
Staying busy. I kind of kept myself busy. My mama was a busy woman. At one point she had 3 jobs. One point she was working at nursing home as a CMT. She was working at Interstate Brands, which was Wonder Bread, and she was working at Popeyes. So when we moved to Bell Fountain, we was kind of Riverview was all white still when we moved out. It was back in '94. So she had to be busy because it was. We were probably, I can't say because I don't really know. I think now that I'm grown, we was in a place that we probably couldn't afford. So she had to work all them jobs for her to be able to take care of everything that needed to be taken care of. So we kept we all were. We was at home a lot by ourselves, but we were all active. And things. So it was, thank God we all made it doing what we needed to do. We all graduated. We all went to higher education. So my mom was a busy woman. So it was more so we kept ourselves busy, but we kept ourselves busy with the right things. Right.
And for those who don't know about the wonderful days of Wonder Bread, anytime you drove on 70, right past Broadway, in between Broadway and West Florissant, the best smell in the world.
Ooh, it smells so good.
My goodness.
That's crazy that they gone.
It's sad how they take things like that away. That you, like I said, you didn't have to go into the store. You just drive past the area and you be like, man, I must be in heaven.
Catch the vibes, just driving down the street.
Yes.
And come to find out, it was the white bread smelling like that. Right. It wasn't even the sweet.
Right.
I was like, that's crazy. But she used to bring all them snacks home, okay?
Shout out, we have Maya Billingsley.
Okay, Big Blue.
Represent.
Yeah.
That's
have to
awesome.
be her in spades a lot.
You
know how they go. So I know she talking stuff.
You're like, no, this girl didn't just say that.
I met her in Tennessee State. That's my call. We play cards. That's the thing. She Memphis and St. Louis people quite alike. quite alike. When I say that, we have so many similarities. Some of the best people I met in Memphis are from Memphis. So shout out to Memphis.
Shout out to the Memphis peoples.
Okay. Maya ain't even from Memphis, but her partners was. So we're gonna say because Cordero talked too much. So shout out to y'all though.
And she says, how did I know you were gonna say that?
Always
I never lost.
Always lost. It's all right. They played a different way too. They used to play. They don't play the St. Louis. Like, I don't know. We're gonna move on for Mike.
She said she from Birmingham.
Yeah, but her partner, oh my God, his mouth was reckless. So he spoke for the whole team in Memphis style for y'all. That's what that was. So my partner too, he was off the chain. So I think we kind of leveled up.
Yeah.
But she definitely, I got you. I said you weren't from Memphis. It was Cordero that was making it too bad for us.
Once again, as you can see, y'all, leave them questions, leave them comments. Let's continue to interact. Let's show love to the one, the only MissMollie G. I got to go back to your name, because maybe I do recall, after the show, say let's bring the whole cast out, and maybe I heard it, but it didn't really sink in that your actual first name is MissMollie. So for those who may not know, like myself, talk about your first name.
Oh, my first name is just like it's spelled on the screen, MissMollie, all one word. My grandmother's name is Molly, spelled I-E, no Y. My mama added the Miss. She had an experience when she was pregnant with me. Unfortunately, it was she had a lot of racial encounters, I guess you would call it. So she felt as though I always needed to be respected. So she led with naming me after her mother. But from her experiences during pregnancy, she was like, yeah, we're going to put this Miss on her and we're going to mean it. So you'll be respected at all times as opposed to folk just treating you any kind of way. So it'd be on her bad. Ugh. If anybody called me Molly in front of her, you're going to get the... I feel sorry for you. And like, even to this day, like her face scrunched up. She was like, her name is MissMollie. And it was to the point, right on Maya. It was to the point where even if I let somebody call me Molly, I'm getting a whooping. She wasn't going for it. And she meant that. She stood on it. She's still standing on it. Like, we go to doctor's appointments or we go anywhere. Like, did you not see the Miss there?
Right.
She shake them up bad. Don't let it be somebody else.
Man.
She shake them up so bad.
That reminds me of my mom, because my name is Frederick, but it's not Frederick. It's just Fred Rick. But then people just have to automatically add the E,
like they know it.
You know what I'm saying? When I was young and I was in church program, I was in the bulletin. The program would have Frederick and not Frederick, and then my last name is Saunders, so people want to forget the U. I'm like, what last name would pronounce Saunders if you have S-A-N? It's just people do things out of habit, and as opposed to valuing what they see, they just okay. Because I get it all the time, and growing up, the kids never saw a problem with it. Like, I didn't even know my name was unique growing up. I just knew my name was MissMollie. But when it comes to like adults, they'd drop it, and I was a venerable kid, so it was more so like, no, but my mama was like, I know why you did that, and you gonna fix that, and you gonna fix it right now. So it's that pride.
Yeah, and she done passed it along, because I got it now, and I hate that sometimes I sound like her, like, did you not see that? Or did you just decide to drop that? It's all together. There's no space in it or anything. I never separate. I even got to the point where I say M-I-S-S-M. I don't even say M-I-S-S-M-O-L. I don't like put the pause at the end of the S so that it's all one word. So I get it 100%. And some people just move out of habit, I guess. I say it's out of habit. My mama say it's out of doing what they want to do, and they ain't gonna do it. But I'm on it like she on it, but she is on it. 35 years later, you call me Molly. It's World War 3.
Right.
No lie.
3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm telling you.
Your husband talking about your ring.
Oh, is it? You this whole thing.
Love it. But no, like my mom, even before she would like answer someone's question, like, let's say a company called or whatever, and they'll say, Miss Sanders, before she even answered the question, Saunders. And then she'll be like, continue on. So yeah, my mom would be the same way.
Yeah.
And my wife had to find that out too. I don't think she has those issues now, but like when we first got married and you hear Saunders, so
yeah,
put some respect.
Real. It's for real. That's who you are.
Yeah.
I'm not a Sanders. I'm not Mollie. It's hard to find a black Mollie walking around anywhere.
Right. So you talked about getting scholarships for what you were doing in drama, theater, etc. So Tennessee State, correct?
Tennessee State, no Big Blue.
Talk about that experience.
Man, that was the best experience ever. I'm a mama's girl. I wasn't really supposed to leave home, but I knew coming from Riverview, I made up in my mind, I really want to transition. Especially, I told you the final fight was the final fight. I'm like, this is. So I went to school. I went to Tennessee State as a whole new person. Like I knew that nobody knew me out there, so I really created a person who I knew I could be. So you would never people that's toned in from TSU, they were like a fighter. They would probably be like, huh? What? Right. But yeah, I wanted to flip that reputation, and I did. And that experience, I would do it all over again. Even if I wasn't using my degree, I would pay that. What I spend $70,000 just to be in that atmosphere, to be able to create, to be around that culture, to create those friendships, I needed that experience to become who I am today. Like I tell kids, I leave home. Don't stay here. Don't it was like a culture shock for real. Like I went to school and it was like, kids, I call them kids. We was all 18. Like, y'all wearing suits for what? Like I've never seen that. People my age walking around in suits and dressing up for what?
Right.
That didn't make sense to me.
Right.
But I understood. We about business now. So I needed that experience because I wasn't offered that here. Like my mama, she a worker, she a laborer. Like I said, she worked as a nurse, she worked at a line worker, she worked at a fast food restaurant when she went to my daddy. He worked at Hustman, line worker. My grandmother, she was a she was a professional, but she was she worked at Kroger before she became the mayor of Elder Village Hills. But that was later on in her life. But all my family was workers, so they were blue collar as opposed to professional. So I didn't gain that experience. I learned how to work.
Yeah,
I've been working since I got my first job on my 16th birthday. So that's what I was, a worker. I was projected to be a worker if I didn't change the direction myself.
Yeah.
So
that grind.
I needed that. Now I'm glad I do got they hustle, they grind, because that's what led me to where I am today. But I needed that professional view for me to be able to not be kicking butt when something go wrong,
right, Right.
So that experience, like I said, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And then outside of everything you brought up, going to Tennessee State, talk about how important it was for you to go to an HBCU.
Oh, that was the top tier experience for me because it was an HBCU. That culture outside of seeing us actually reaching heights. Like the people I know across this country today, I know lawyers, doctors, Olympic winners, like Olympians, excuse me. I know people all around this country making 6-7 figures that, I would never be able to, that I wouldn't feel like I can touch it. I do feel like I feel like I could become anything I wanted to be, but I chose what I wanted to be at that point. And, I feel like I'm on my path, which is the right path for me, but that was needed. That was needed for me. Like I needed to see professionals and outside of a HBCU, making those connections with people that look like me. Now that gives me the option to show my kids that, I hate to say, I keep saying I hate to say, experience is the experience.
Right.
But growing up,
right.
you know, the good stuff was white people stuff. Like I used to like, y'all sit at the table and eat dinner together. That's white people stuff. We go sit in our rooms and eat, or we like different things like camping or things that we can consider that was stuff that was needed was not for us. And I'm like, bro, I hate that I had that thought that that's what it was. So, like I said, since even leaving high school, my mind was set a new path. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I learned. And that's what I've been exposed to. So I can expose my children to it. So there would be it's a whole new vibe now.
Right.
It's a whole new vibe for the family.
And it's important, like you just said, about exposing your kids to great things. Because I know you can speak on it as well, but these kids nowadays, they are so exposed to so much negativity going on. Yeah. And it's very important as parents that we take the initiative and be accountable in regards to putting our kids in the best position that we can. So like you said, taking them out to different colleges, taking them out to see how this, like let's say you have a teenager coming up, you want to take this child to see how you need to be in a professional setting.
Exactly. That's what and that's exactly what it is. Like without exposure, they feel as though it's not accomplishable. Like it's something that's not attainable. It's something that you can't reach. It's something that you can't do at that point. But once you see that it can be done and you see people that look like you doing it, it can get done. Like I tell my nephew all the time, like, okay, we need to see this. We need to go look at this, or let's look into some trades. What you want to do when you grow up. Some kids, like even outside of my nephew, I talk to the kids, school age kids at my facility, and it's like, what you want to do, where you want to be on. And some kids really don't have a clue. Outside of, unfortunately, we push the sports narrative, especially on a lot of our boys.
Right.
But I'm like, okay, what's a plan B? Because that could work.
Right.
But you always gotta do something else, because you can't play basketball if your grades ain't right. The college not gonna accept that, or you can't even play without a certain GPA. So how you gonna get that? So you gotta study. So it's more so exposing them to different things. Like I didn't even know about trade schools in high school. Like I learned about trade school probably as an adult. It's like, wow, this like, yeah, that's some stuff that now I see my nephew's school teaching. He goes out to Francis Howell, but his school shows them and teaches them about trades and let them know it's a trade school. You don't have to go to college, but there are trades that you can pick up for you to be a professional still. But what I was taught, either you go to college or you go to work.
Right.
That was it.
And which leads to this, because we had our conversation earlier about, because I can tell you have a passion, and that's getting to education.
Oh yeah, that's
you've been a teacher. So what was it that made you say, you know what, this is the path I want to go as an educator?
I don't know. They say the path chose you. Yeah. I didn't choose. I literally did not choose this. I didn't choose this. It chose me. I remember, and it's crazy. I was a kid, like probably 7, 8. And we were in church. My mama kept us in church. And this prophet came to me. I was like, how you pick me this time? It came to me and was like, you gonna work with kids. And I had my heart set, and I kept my heart set. I'm gonna be a lawyer. I said that from elementary, middle to high school. I'm gonna be a lawyer. Yeah, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You gonna work with kids. You gonna make sure, like they were specific that I was working with kids. So I was like, I kept saying, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be a lawyer. Then I opened up a bit, I think in high school, and was like, okay, well maybe I'll be like a family law professional type attorney. And I was like, yeah, but then I promise you, I went to school. When I went to TSU, on my application, I was poli-sci, because I was going to be an attorney. I was not changing my mind. I stayed that way since elementary school. But somehow I ended up with an elective which was in the early childhood education. I can't remember the course, but it was. And I was talking to a teacher. This is before I got my scholarship. I was like, because my first semester I went to school. The second semester I was put out of school because I didn't have the money and my mama didn't have the money.
Mm-hmm.
So the second semester I came back home. I was working for Cracker Barrel, saved up every coin I had and was able to pay for school. So once I came back that second semester, the second semester I came back, I was like, okay, you got to find you some money. So that was a semester that I got I went to, I had that elective for early childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on ahead and took that class and I was like, dang, I kind of liked it. I kind of like it was child development. That's what it was. And it was talking about, Freud. That's what we were talking about at first. I was like, dang, I kind of like this. And then the teacher was telling me about the Teach for America program and they'll pay for you to go to school. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll check that out. But in the meantime, between it, I saw a flyer for the forensics team, the speech and debate team, which was more so theater and drama. So I was like, okay, because I knew I wasn't going back home. It wasn't going to pay me to go back home. I was not going to have to go back home and sit another semester out. So I tried out for that. I looked into the Teach for America, and I couldn't even tell you to this day. I tell people all the time, I don't know how my major switched to early childhood education, but I never looked back.
Wow.
I never looked back, and I made the forensics team. So that was my money. I never had to join the Teach for America, and I'm glad I didn't because that program was not for us. It was more so, it wasn't for people with a passion for teaching. It was more so for people who needed money to go to school. So I learned, my major turned into early childhood education, and I stayed the course.
Yeah.
And I love what I was doing, and I did pretty good. I graduated cum laude just off of what that was. And after that, I got my master's in education because that was me. That was my vibe. And to this day, that prophet was right. I remember this vividly. I was like, no, I will not. I'm going to be a lawyer. And I stood on it all the way to college, all the way till I got there for it to mysteriously, because I promise you, I did not go anywhere and change that. I know for a fact I did not go anywhere and change it.
But it just shows that it's amazing how we can grow up and want to have this mindset of, yes, I want to take this path. This is what I want. But God is like, you saying all that stuff, and I got something even better for you.
It's not about you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not. I learned that lesson for sure. It wasn't about me, but I'm right where I need to be, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm settled in it, and I'm loving it. I wouldn't know what kind of attorney I'd be right now. But when it's your time, he gonna show you for sure. God gonna let you know what it is you're supposed to be doing.
And Mom says you are wonderful.
I'm glad you noticed.
So talk about that feeling of having an impact on youth, being able to see the growth, the possible changes, being an educator and seeing these kids growing and becoming what you maybe in your mind has hoped that they will grow into.
Well, my first teaching experience, my second semester of my final year, or my senior year in college, a school reached out to me and was like, we want to interview you. We want to interview you. And I did the interview. That was like, perfect. You got the job. Now, I'm a North County girl, 100%. I had no reasons to travel outside of North County. My whole family in North County. Mm-hmm. And it was St. Louis Public Schools. So I didn't know. I didn't have any information about St. Louis Public Schools. I looked it up. Their website looked good. I looked up not only the district, I looked up the school, and the school website looked good. So I'm like, yeah, I'm rocking this. I got me a job. I ain't even graduated yet. I'm chilling. I just knew I had it. But when I got to the school, it wasn't what I thought it would be. Like, it was a much different from my experience student teaching. I thought Riverview was a rough one. St. Louis Public Schools showed me something different.
Hold my beer.
It showed me something different. Okay, we thought we was some rough riders. Them kids, I had a student the first day, she would not stop talking. First of all, my first year teaching, I taught second grade. I had a class of 31 students by myself. No student teacher, no help. And I mean 30 kids. I still don't know my way around town. So wherever vendor and then right, I'm just gonna stay on the what side is like the north side, west side.
North.
On the north side. I imagine having 31 north side kids in the room together. They was running it. They was running me for a couple of months. I was like, well, I don't know what to do because, I want a good morning class. And they were looking at me like, shut up. No, they wasn't looking at me like this couple kids told me straight up, shut up. And, like I said, I'm a Riverview girlie. Yeah. I ain't never been no punk. So I had to figure it out. I really figured out to be myself. I taught it at a nice school. I student taught it at a nice school. To where, it's the upbeat, fun, done. I literally was pretending, come on. I was Miss Rachel at those schools, but I had to be Miss Mollie at St. Louis Public Schools. I literally went down to being myself, like, hey, this not how this about to happen. I'm running this, you not running this, sit down type stuff.
And I was going to ask you, when did the younger version of yourself have to possibly show up?
Yeah, it took me about a month because I was trying. I almost cried one time. I was like, I'm getting frustrated. These kids don't listen to nothing until I had to literally be Miss Mollie, 10th grade at Riverview. Hey, sit down. And they understood that. They didn't understand. Come on, kids, have a seat. It's time to learn. It was no, sit down. It's our time to shine, and you gonna shine today. Okay, because doing nothing is what? Not an option. So yeah, when I had to, and that was what? Like I told you, I don't be talking to people about my business, but this is the real. Like I literally had to come down to being myself to teach these kids.
That remind me of Sister Right 2.
Okay.
Okay.
She tried.
At first, Sister Mary Clarence was, hey, Then that one day she came to class. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Here we go.
The board, okay.
Joining on people.
Okay.
I want to ask you that. So you had them skills.
Oh, please.
Okay, there we go.
I had them skills in high school. That's why I had to be butt, because I was joining on folks and they didn't want to be talked about. Okay. So it was, man, it ended up being a really, really the best experience ever. But to answer your question, I noticed that I wasn't serving the kids to my highest capacity due to the fact that there was a lot of rules surrounding what we could and couldn't do as teachers at that institution. Like there was no send home homework that they couldn't do by themselves, because don't expect the parents to help. The parents, you need to be able, if they can't do it by themselves, don't send it home. Or are we not giving out Fs? I said, I don't never want to give an F. I want you to earn it, of course. And even if they earned an F, we couldn't put that on paper.
Wow.
That's what I was told. I was also told that a student can sit in my class all year and do nothing. Oh, they going to the next grade. There is no retaining no kid. So I'm like, no, I love my name too much to wear that jacket. So, I fought a lot. I was teaching second grade, and about 90% of them couldn't tell me letter sounds. So I decided, boom, we're going to take it down to kindergarten at this point, because how could you read if you don't know the letter sounds? Because you can't do your blends. So I'm teaching blends, I'm teaching diagrams, I'm teaching stuff that they should have learned in kindergarten. And the principal got down on me. Well, no, the coach, the academic coach, they'll come in and observe, and they was like, well, you need to be teaching the second grade curriculum. Right now, you're teaching somebody else's curriculum, and that's not what they need, because that's not what's going to be on the MAP test, and that's not what's going to be on the acuity test, the school standard test. The district test.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, no, I can't just keep passing up. They missed this step. They needed this step for them to be able to go on to the next step. So how can, second grade, it was reading to comprehend when it comes to literature. I'm like, they can't read. So what? I'm reading everything, and they're gonna forget what I read. So I need to teach them how to read. In order to teach them how to read, they need to know how to read the words. So sound the words out. So I stood on it. I said, I'm not teaching this curriculum because it doesn't teach them how to read. It doesn't teach them letter sounds. So they even invited the superintendent to my room because I stood on it.
Wow.
I stood on it, but I like I said, I was a new teacher. And I thought maybe I could lose my credentials, but I knew that I didn't want the jacket of a kid seeing me in the next 15, 20 years. That was my teacher. And you still can't read? Don't say that about me. Don't say that. And then it's a whole class full. You know, sometimes it'll be a few that's left behind in the class, but 90-80% of the class that don't know how to read, I can't pass that up. So that's when I knew that I need to put in my passion grew even more because I see there was a need. There was a need for kids to be able to know how to read, to get the basic skills, or not just be pushed up because I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling it. And I couldn't call myself a teacher if I'm just reciting stuff off of a book. I'm reading everything to you. So I like teaching. Teaching is my thing. So just to be able to say, oh, I showed up every day and they was here and I did what I could. Nah, I need to do what needs to be done. Doing what I could wasn't enough. So
do you feel that teachers are losing that battle that you was fighting for with the superintendent or with academic coach? Do you feel that these teachers nowadays are losing that fight?
Oh, the fight is lost. Unfortunately, it's nobody even going to school to be teachers anymore. And the teachers I know done jumped all out of it. And not only jumped out, but jumped all the way out. They found a whole nother field to go into because it's the upward battle. And it's so many if you're not at an affluent school, like so many things I had to do that you would never. I'm buying kids clothes. I'm buying all the school supplies. Like they don't have where our students taught at, they had a storage room full of supplies. No, that never happened there. So I'm buying pencils, I'm buying paper, I'm buying stuff that should be provided by the district, but it's not provided anywhere. And if they didn't have it, some people will be like, the little bitty, the little teacher check I'm getting, how am I supposed to do this off of this little bitty check?
Right.
But luckily for me, I was still with my mama and my heart told me what needed to be done because I ain't had kids. And you pick up on things. I had some girls who would cut up, but they hair wasn't done. So I'm like, okay, let me buy some bow rags and stuff and do your hair. They act good for that week. They knew how to act that week because their hair was done. It be little nuances that you don't think controls your day or turn somebody's whole behavior around, because I'm sure whoever at breakfast was already talking about you. So now your day going downhill because they've been talking about you all morning, and now you up in guards because I done had a bad morning. Everybody about to have a bad day. So little stuff like that. I'm buying a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have been buying, but there was a need. So my heart told me to buy, and I'm buying just to make sure that I can teach for the day. Because if not, I'm just being school security. I'm being a babysitter, or I'm just being there. Because believe it or not, it's a lot of teachers that's just there.
And my boy Jay said, and shouts out to him, one of the dopest barbers out there. He says we need more of her.
Okay, Jay. If I could multiply me, I would, because there's a lot of teachers that ain't just into it. It's just a check. It's little, but it's guaranteed. It's a guaranteed check for a lot of people, unfortunately. And kids they're not thinking about your kids, and they just grew. It's an area that they living in, so it ain't like they can control it. It's just their normal. So
yeah,
that's when my passion grew. I was like, okay, I can't do what I want to do here. They done called the superintendent on me. The principal came up on me. The academic coach came up on me. So it's only so much more I could do. But in that short amount of time, which was those 3 years, I was lead teacher. I was teaching the teachers. I taught PDs. I was a model classroom for English literature, to where they invite teachers all from all over the district to come sit during my literature hour. But you know, I could have easily went and I'm like, oh, let me get a job in HR. Now that I got these credentials, but I seen that it was a need for kids to be able to learn. Like, I love that school. Best experience. I ain't gonna even say their name because it is what it is. Because I'm sure a lot of schools like that because what could you do? The environment. But it was kids just running the hallways. It's like what's that? Dangerous Minds. It's like literally Sister Act 2 in these schools and this elementary. So I knew that for kids to have a bit of self-control, they had to know something.
Yep.
So I decided to start an early learning center. And you're going to learn as early as you can, from 6 weeks to pre-K. That's how I go for me. So in the facility that I'm at, you're going to learn your letter sounds, you're going to learn your blends, you're going to be able to identify your name. So when you do go to kindergarten, you're going to walk in line, you're going to be quiet in the hallway, because I've noticed that the correlation between daycare and school, kids grow up calling daycare school. Mm-hmm. So what you do in daycare is what you think you're going to school to do. So you think you're going to sit and watch TV, you're going to play with the toys, play with your friends, kiki all day. That ain't what school is. So that's preparing for school as early as possible.
Man, that's what, and for those watching or maybe listening right now, man, you can just tell just through your voice, like it's the passion. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing, and I love to see it. Can you think about a experience maybe way back or, more recent or whatever, of a kid that once you was able to just stick with them, you personally saw that you changed that kid's life?
Oh yeah, Kingdom Care Early Learning Center, where your kids need to be. Like, I had kids with me from the infant room to the pre-K to graduation, to where they have skipped kindergarten because they get there and know everything they need to know. They know how to write, they know their letter sounds, they know their sight words, like they know kindergarten. Mm-hmm. I'm preparing you for first and kindergarten, to where many kids could even went straight to second grade off of what their knowledge is. So yeah, every year it's a kid that's graduating from Kingdom Care that's ready to take on the world. Mm-hmm. And parents reaching back out. You know, your boy, you know, your girl done teed up at school. You know, she done got all of these accolades, or he done skipped up a grade. I had 3 kids that's been reported, because, you know, some parents don't come back and report. Mm-hmm. They skipped kindergarten because they was already prepared. You know what to do. We can break through so many different things if we change the trajectory of daycare. Daycare is, I don't want to say it's the root of our problem, because it's a lot still, because I got parents who I don't want to say that they don't, but they don't understand the importance of working with your kids at home. Talking about the alphabet, because I had a teacher that tell me in the recent years, your expectation is too high of them. They can't do this. They just 2. I said, oh, didn't you just tell me your cousin sang the whole Sexy Red song? Right. And she 2? Right. How she learn that?
Exactly.
Repetition. Oh, okay. So they gonna learn whatever you put in front of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we let her go.
Wow.
We let her go. If you don't believe that if you believe the bar is set too high, that's wild. That means you gotta, my expectation is gonna be high.
And that's something that needs to be addressed as well. And maybe something may take it a wrong way, but it is what it is. But it goes back to the kids having kids.
Kids having kids. That'd be the one.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. And people, immature kids having kids. Because sometimes a kid, it'll mature them or something. But when or even some tragedy or trauma filled parent who, just stuck, it'd be a lot. I've learned, like, because I used to be the judgmental one, like, you just don't want to do nothing. Mm-hmm. And it's just sometimes it ain't their capacity. They just learning, like, my mama didn't do it. Mm-hmm. Her mama didn't do it. Look at me, I'm fine. I'm all right. But that ain't the way. That ain't the way. And Sometimes you can't convince the parent, but the kid is there. So you get frustrated. You like, I done went over the color blue for 3 months and you still can't recognize it.
Right.
I done sent home homework with your mama about the color blue. Y'all ain't did it. Hence the reason. Hence the reason you still don't know the color blue. But one day it'll click. Yeah. As long as we keep them, it'll click.
And tell everyone once again the name of your education center.
Kingdom Care Early Learning Center, where learning is key. No, but for real, Kingdom Care Early Learning Center, we definitely doing our thing, and we striving to reach as many kids as we can in order to get them prepared for school, because school preparation, like I only have my teaching experience is limited to 3 years, and I'm sure schools across the country, across the city, or even the county, because I still talk to a lot of go touch a lot of Riverview schools, and it's the same thing. Like we all see like the school bus incidents and all of this different things, the no respect, the all of that. That's nationwide. It don't just stop here. It don't start at elementary, or it don't start at elementary. It start at home, really.
Right.
But
that part,
they carry it to school. The behaviors that you teach at home is
carried to school. Exposure.
Okay. Yes, and if you're not exposed to what should be done, are you exposed to what school, aka a lot of kids call, like I hear it, like the kids saying, "Oh, I went to school at Daisy Daycare," and I go to Daisy Daycare, and she just collecting the coins. That's a lucrative job.
Yeah,
that's a lucrative field to be working in. But if you're just doing it for money, that's what leads our kids down the hole. Mm-hmm. Because you're supposed to be the person to show the kid the way. You the one that they with all day. Like the state pay for your kids to be there 10 hours a day. If you in an area like I'm in, you got a lot of state kids that's gonna be there. They're gonna extend that thing to 10 hours a day. They got enough time to go home, eat, and go to sleep, just to wake back up and be with you. So you got that kid most of their day, because they ain't doing much else with their parents. If they with us from 7 to 6, 7 to 5, you gonna eat, you gonna take a shower, you gonna play a little bit, you in the bed kind of by 10, but that ain't much for them to do. So it's on us. It's on the child care facilities to be able to uplift the kid, as opposed to just putting that jacket on some people that we expect. The expectation, we expect this and expect that out of people, but what do we expect out of ourselves?
And how can people find out about Kingdom Care?
We on all social outlets. Well, we on 2 of them, TikTok and social media. Kingdom Care, spelled with the K, Early Learning Center. Our website, kingdomcaremo.org. Check us out on there. It's a lot of ways you can reach out. Reach out to me, MissMollie, on Facebook. I'm sure I'm tagged on some, but DM me if your baby needs to be led the right way. I promise you, that's all we doing that way, and that's all we stressing. Now we can't get on your nerves. Some parents we send home homework, and some people don't want to see that. Some people don't want to do that, and we might bug you about it. But I promise you, it's just for the benefit of your child.
Right.
At the end of the day, and I get it. I don't get down on parents if they don't do it. I just keep stressing it. Let's do it. Let's get it done. They gonna need this.
So talk about your staff and how you are hiring teachers for your for Kingdom Care, because I'm sure they have to meet a certain criteria. You know, you're emphasizing professionalism. You're emphasizing they have to show a genuine care for what they're doing. So talk about that process.
Yeah, so we always hiring. We're always looking for people to add to the team. But I tell prospective employees all the time, it's not just a job you can come to and just collect a check. You got to really have a passion and love kids. It's not easy to be around children all day. Kids gonna do what kids do, and a lot of people don't think that kids gonna do what kids supposed to. Yeah, they gonna cry. Yeah, they gonna scream. Yeah, they gonna kick. Yeah, they not gonna understand sometimes, and that frustrates people who don't have a passion to have that, to be around them. So I prefer that people don't have that much experience, because from my experience, people that say, I worked at daycare. I've been doing daycare all my life. I don't do nothing like a daycare. I don't do nothing that a daycare do. besides enrolled children. That's the only thing that we do the same is enroll kids between 6 years and 13 weeks. Outside of that, my routine looks nothing like daycare.
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer we'll train you in the kingdom way as opposed to you coming in with your experience in other child care facilities. And that's where we bump heads most of the time. It's like, oh, I've been doing this. I already know what this is. No, we lesson plan. You a teacher here. You're not no child care worker. You a teacher. We're gonna lesson plan. We're gonna be prepared for not the week, but 2 weeks in advance. We're gonna actually set goals for kids. We're gonna meet them where they at. Oh, he know all of his letters. Mm-hmm. Let's work on his letter sounds. He may be in the same classroom as a kid, but we're not working on the same stuff because everybody education is personalized. And a lot of people don't take advantage of that. You get into a second grade classroom, they teaching one thing, no matter what you know. You're not going to get an advanced curriculum. You're not going to get special care. You just going to get the one thing that's in that curriculum that the teacher got to teach. So take advantage of something like this. Like, it's some kids that you ready for multiplication and you 4. Let's do it.
Right. Let's go. Let's
go for it. Because why? Why not? Because, you're not expected to do this. That you don't supposed to learn that until I tried one time. My children go to the school with me. So it's like, it's hard to work with your kids. So let me try to enroll him in a facility out in St. Peter's. Those people tell me we don't bother with it. We don't bother with the academic stance. It's more so that's something they'll do in kindergarten.
Wow.
I said, oh, yeah, let's stay where we at. But yeah, when it comes to our teachers, we hire. We want people who love kids. And if you love kids, that's gonna get your foot in the door and keep your foot in the door.
Got a great question from your husband. It says, how does the experiences translate with your own children?
Okay. The experience. I'm on their bumper. And I learned that a lot of kids learn through watching. They look at you. They see. Like, a lot of people believe like, oh, you gotta sit down at the desk and see what's going on. I talk to my kids, and I've been talking to my kids before they they understand, okay?
Right.
And I believe that about every kid. They understand exactly what you're saying. So when I say I'm talking to a 6-month-old, you were so intelligent, you're gonna really be able to do this. Or if I say no and I mean no, but through the experiences that I've had at St. Louis Public Schools in their Kingdom Care, I know that the kids know. And it's not I never baby talk with them. I never goo goo gaga. Through myself, through my experiences, I show my kids the right way. And the right way to me is being yourself, being an adult, talking as an adult, doing what adults do, and showing them positive experiences so that they can mimic those. So,
and something else that made me think about something like you just said. Parents, we cannot be best friends, brothers and sisters to our kids.
I ain't one of your little friends. And stand on it though.
Right.
Maybe when they become adults, we I understand that I am one of my mama little friends, but I wasn't one of my mama little friends back then.
Right.
You gonna do what I say. Even if you do what I say, not as I do. If you see me do something different. I ain't like that one too much. But I ain't like that one too much. Cause I'm gonna give you the example because they see this. Like, it's the visual example is everything. It's so funny because my kids, they visualize a lot of love in our house. Like that we exhibit love, be it between my husband and I, between them, to where he be like, these kids are so passionate and loving, like they care and they give you hugs and they are the sweetest kids ever. So even on the way out the door every morning, our kids would my husband give us a kiss on the way out. If my husband missed me, or my daughter, daddy.
Right. Hold on now.
You forgot to give mama a kiss. Right. So through small things like that, because of course we're not saying, oh, boo boo, look at us kiss. Look at us do this. No, she learned that through the experience of every day waking up to see, oh, this is how we exhibit love. This is what we do before we leave out the house every day. Oh, and this is what we do when we come home. We put our stuff up. We find something to do. Like this. That is, kids learn through observation. And they're going to observe, be it at home or at school, through the music videos, through YouTube. They're going to learn and through what they see, 100%.
Yeah. So let's transition from the education side to the real estate side. What made you get into real estate?
Well, I'm the type of person that always was like, I didn't have to learn through an experience. Just like I'm telling you, I could learn through observation. I was the kid that sat up under the grown folks. I knew how to be seen and not heard. I knew how to be heard, be seen and not heard.
Right.
So I took a lot of conversations in, like a lot of people, like, I wish I had, a lot of older people, I wish I would have, I wish I knew. So I take account of all of this stuff. So upon coming home from school, I stayed home. I lived at home till I was 27 years old. I stayed there. I saved money. And I always heard people say, I don't know. I've taken a lot of information, so I can't pinpoint exactly where it came from, but I know from me being a student of elders that a lot of my decisions were made. So I decided when my first real estate experience was to buy a duplex. I was like, I'm gonna buy a house. So my first house that I bought was a duplex. I lived on one side and rented out the other. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and live here. These people gonna pay my rent, and I'm just gonna pay my utility bills. And that's how it worked. That's how it worked out. I bought a house in Florissant. That was my first house I bought. I stayed on one side, rented out the other. Didn't pay nothing in rent, still stacking up money. I was like, okay, boom, let's do it again. So I still stayed where I was. I stayed there. I stayed in that house for about 5 years. Until by the time I moved out of there, I think I had one more property before I moved up out of there. And I was like, okay, we doing good. And it was about that time we was in North County. We had a baby. So we was like, okay, it's time to change the environment. It was our thing. It was time for us to change our environment because somebody growing and what they see is what they get. So we moved out of Florissant and moved over to St. Charles, and we've been over there for a while. But even still over there, just knowing I need another. You can't live off one income, and I know I'm a mover and shaker. I don't believe I'm supposed to be doing the same thing my whole life. So I know I've been saying probably since before I graduated college. I retired at 35 and I'm 35. I said I've always said I'm gonna retire when I'm 35. When I'm 35, I'm gonna retire. So real estate was my retirement plan. So that's how I locked in on it. But that first experience was buying me a duplex.
And I've noticed how over these years, how real estate is just really being like the it thing to really get into.
Yeah, you know what it was. And it was with me, now that I'm having a conversation about it, I was just balled in with everything. I didn't even care. I was just going. The second house I bought for $7,500 over in Castle Point. It was a nice little house. It was a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. I bought it off the what is that list called?
Not Craig's.
They're not Craigslist. For sure, not Craigslist.
You talking like
the
Zillow
houses.
Oh.
No, the St. Louis County back tax houses or whatever. So I bought it off of that and rented that mug out. Excuse me. The baby kicking. Excuse me. And rented it out after that. But you can't find a house with $7,500 no more. Not even in Castle Point. But after that, it was uphill from there. Then I got me a duplex in North City. I finally finished up. I got that off of the LRA list. Shout out to my boy Joe. He really showed me the ropes and how to get there and how to stay there. But I take pride in not getting no loans, so I use all my personal money. And that one, I had to put my heart and soul into it. I felt like it took 5 years, but now that I finally completed it, just a couple of months ago or last month or two, it took me 2.5 years to complete that property. The whole back was missing and the roof was gone, but
wow.
I took my time and fixed it, and I'm sure I actually got content on that. I just need to put it together.
Put it out there, yeah.
Put it together, put it out there, because I am proud of myself for that one for sure. Outside of the other ones, so the first house I renovated, I fully renovated that house, or my side at least, and that's where my passion started growing. I was like, oh, I done made this go from flies to no, not fleas, to butterflies, from fleas to butterflies. Okay. So I was like, okay, I think I could do this again. I just continue to challenge myself. I am a progressive person. So like, just take it up, but let's do it again. Let's do it again. But I'm not sure what I got next. I don't know if I'm gonna continue to. I think I'm gonna continue to jump into real estate because, like I said, that's my retirement plan.
Yeah.
I'm 35 now. I still got my facilities. I got we got 2 facilities, one in North County in the Castle Point area, and also one in St. Peter's, more affluent area. But we serving all kind of children. But I like to keep to serve the students that need it, and if they need it everywhere, it's not only in impoverished areas, because we ain't the only person not doing what we supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I hate, let that be known too. We are not the only people not doing what we supposed to do. So all kind of kids, all kind of colors needs help, just the same. So we touching as many people as we can.
So with you being in the real estate business, gentrification.
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting on that in my area. Okay, so as I said, Joe with the Bear Brothers, he was showing me the ropes, and he'll show me there's a line like when I was over there, it was some white folk jogging next to the dogs and the vacant houses. I'm like, why are they out here? But it's switching over. It's switching over a lot in the city, especially certain spots in the city. I don't even know whether to see it as a good thing or a bad thing. In some cases, considering a lot of us are losing a lot of our homes, Big Mama house, like a lot of heirlooms that some people will see. Like sometimes you drive out, my grandma used to live there. That used to be our stuff. So we losing a lot. Most of the time it's taxes, and they buying them for nothing. Like I said, I bought a house for $7,500. The house, this duplex, I bought 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, $2,000. So it actually is 6 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and 2 half baths for $2,000. Just so I know, I don't know if I put that on the market for $250,000, that'll sell. That'll sell right now for $250,000. But I don't know. Gentrification, like I said, it could be a good thing and a bad thing. It depends on which end you on, and I'm kind of on both ends. Like, I can make money off of it, but in hindsight, a lot of people, a lot of heritage is being lost. A lot of culture is just disappearing from an area in which we built, for sure. Some people help tear down. So it's a double-ended sword, but with me being on both ends of that sword, I just keep it balanced because it's out there, and we all can really go if you really think about it. If that's your Big Mama house, you can get it before somebody else get it. But you just gotta line the coins up right.
Right.
Line the coins up right.
And speaking of balance, we talked about you in your younger years, being comedian or on stage, improv, to education and real estate, and also being a mother. But talk about doing all that while also being a wife.
Ooh. Thank
that
God
look
for
in your
him.
face.
I know, right? Thank God for him. It's hard. That's a hard balance, though. It's hard because I promise you, especially with this pregnancy, I'm tired. By the time he get home,
someone we know watching right now.
Oh, Jason, what's up, brother? Yeah, but by the time I get home now, it's like for me, it's like your turn, as opposed to like, because I don't know, it could be the pregnancy. Like I said, I'm 35 having a baby. You know that's got to be hard, but yeah, I appreciate him. I appreciate him. He a very understanding man. He's not like none other. He belongs with me. He's like none other. But we do still try to keep a balance when it comes to our marital life. Unfortunately, we still building, so we tie our money up how it's supposed to be. So if it ain't date night, if we can't have date night this week or this month, we understand because we building on another end. So as long as we on the same page and keep the same trajectory of greatness, we gonna see what we done work. We're gonna be able to sit back and reflect one day and like, look at what we done did. Look at what we done did. But it's a hard balance though. Being a wife, that's a job. That's a job. I'm for real. It's a
wifey,
job. Being a wife, being a mama.
I gotta put out there right now. Wifey, I love you again. But yeah, I mean, because she understands too. You know, like we both can have the schedules, and you know, we had a talk about like even this, not in a bad way, but just about making time. And I told someone else that I had on the show a while back, like, you have to make sure that, yes, we're doing this. Yes, we're doing that. We're doing all these things, but we still have to make sure that we make time for ourselves.
And he better with that than me. Like, he'll be like, okay, I got my mama to watch the kids. Me and you about to go out. And I'll be like, okay, let's just, let's lay down. Let's take a nap, okay? But he like, no, let's get out and go see something. Like he better than that. Like when I say he's the best when it comes to making sure we keep it there, like we keep a balance. We about to do something to go out. He'll make sure. He was like, okay, it's about that time. You getting irritated. Your irritation level is high. Let's go ahead and go somewhere and be adults as opposed to being parents. Or even like, let's be friends instead of being girlfriend and boyfriend or husband and wife. We can even be like, he knows. He just be in the know.
Yeah.
He be in the know, like, okay, this day we're going to be girlfriend and boyfriend. Because that was a good time. That was a good time when he was my boyfriend. We had a good time being, we had an even better time being, we had a good time being friends. Because this is my baby since, I was 17 in high school.
So talk about that, because I want to get to that, because, you know, you have certain people who, oh, that's my high school sweetheart, but then y'all grow up and you be like, I can't believe that was my high school sweetheart. So what was it about him that made you realize that, you know what, this is the one? I don't have to, you know, you in college and you want to experiment and test the waters and whatever else. Talk about the reason why you felt he was that one.
Oh no, hold up, man. Look. I didn't know he was the one. I'm a year older than him. I graduated in 08, he graduated in 09.
Okay.
So we went together for a while, and then probably about May, I was like, yeah, I'm about to go to school. So we might as well just end this, because what's that about? Like, so we ended up breaking up. His mama said I broke his heart. He probably played. Well, nah, he'll admit to it too, but he be trying to play it cool from time to time. He's like, nah, my heart wasn't broke. I was all right. But his mama tell it he was weeping in the night. But nonetheless, we did, and I think that was healthy for us to separate. And then I went to school, and you know, he joined the workforce. But I went to school, and I came back home. This man was still visiting my mama. She's still hanging out in there. It take her to tell the story. It cracks me up.
About to add her to the conversation real quick. Nah.
But she, I think that was the most healthy thing to do anyway, considering I was states across the country and he was still here. And but he was still visiting my mama. I came home one day and he was there. I was like, what is he doing here? What's up, cuz? I said, what is he doing here? She's like, oh, this my son. This my son. Like, my mama stood on it from day one. We met doing drama. And it was the I forgot the name of but he was Ebenezer Scrooge. Okay. And I was Mrs. Cratchit. A Christmas Story. Yeah, that's where we met, during that one. During that play in the fall of 2007. 2007. Yeah, it was fall 2007. So passed that up. We got back talking in 2014. I came back home and we just clicked. We clicked. At first I was trying to take it slow and I was like, you can just be my friend. And he told me straight, if I can't be your man, I ain't gonna be nothing. And I was like, what?
That reminds me of my wife when we were, dating, and she keeps telling me that she never would take, really take the person that she was dating with around other people. And so when I was going to events with her, they were like, oh, well, he must be serious. Mm-hmm. But it was like a period, nothing was wrong, but it was a period that she was like having thoughts like, I don't know if I should continue this. I don't know if I should keep going through this, and we should go separate ways. I'm like, don't block your blessing.
Okay, let her know.
I'm like, I ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Together. We go together.
This is it. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be 4 years coming up, you know what I'm saying, in September. So just a blessing. But yeah, men stand no business. If you know that you got the one, let the other person know. Like, hey, no, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that's the one.
And like I said, don't block your blessing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I almost blocked my blessing a couple of times. Like, you playing games? I'm just playing.
The whole too good to be true thing, or you just waiting for something to happen. You trying
that'd be the one right there, anticipation or something.
Exactly. It's like you just searching for a reason to want to get out.
Trying to find a reason. Like I know you want something fishy about you, young man. But yeah, we got a divine love, and and it shows through like the events. Like we had the proposal. It was like we play spades. So he put on a spades party, a spades tournament, and at the end of the tournament, of course, we weren't the win. Well, we weren't anticipated to win, considering it was our tournament. So the person who did win, he gave them the whole pot. I was so mad. I was like, we're supposed to make some money off of this. Because, my entrepreneurial mind, like, we supposed to get something. We done rented the hall. We done got all this stuff up in here. So I'm like, baby, they don't get the whole pie. We're supposed to take something off the top.
Yeah.
While he's looking at me like, girl, and he steady going on with his speech. The top winners are, and he gave them the money. I was like, oh, this man done messed up the profit. This man done messed up the profit. So he turned around and said, oh, we got one more winner. We ain't got another winner. We gave away all the money. I'm like, who? That man dropped on one knee. I wasn't even ready. And that mug went viral, like super viral everywhere. We were on the news, we were viral on every social outlet. It was just like crazy. So not only that, with our kids, like, I'm not gonna lie. These are some very special kids that we got. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know what it is. I do know what it is. They're ours.
Right.
But they are very like special beings. Like our birthdays, our youngest is born on the 25th. My son is born on the 26th. My birthday on the 27th.
Wow.
And Ryan's birthday on the 28th. Wow. His baby birthday better be on the 23rd.
Jesus.
So it's something, and I know it's something. And, it's nothing but God, for real. And we grew up together at this point. We're growing up together.
My wife and my daughter share the same birthday.
See, my son's birthday the day before he was due on my birthday, but I was like, we're going to push this one out.
Yeah.
Because, so I got to have something to myself.
Wait a minute.
Got to have something. Oh, there you go. We was looking for you, boy.
What's up, silly man?
Silly man. We said we need to go ahead and read back up. We've been talking about you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and run it back.
Shouts out to you, brother. I was shown this earlier. Here we go. Boom. Remember that, Chris?
Throwback.
Rusted Goat. 2000 and what is that? 15. So yeah, around the time that I ran into him, and he booked me to do a lot of y'all events, man. Fun times. And of course, this photo right here as well. So shouts out to you, Chris, man, and for all y'all who, it's good to know that through high school and even to this day, y'all still are connected and y'all all are doing great things, doing different things all together as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, in your own lanes, everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah, good people never fall off. Good people gonna always stay connected.
Yeah.
It ain't like we fall out, we just kind of grow. But when he touch down, we always gonna try to touch and reach out to each other. Everybody mama each other, mama, everybody daddy each other, daddy still.
That's what's up. Yeah. Now you brought up the proposal. You talking about this moment right here?
Yeah, that moment right there. I was not ready. And you can't really pull nothing past me, but he did that one.
Now, this is once again broadcast live on Beat District Radio, so we do have to adhere to FCC laws. But when he asked you the question, what was your response?
You know it, man. You know it, baby. For sure. He knew it. He knew I wasn't gonna turn that one down for sure. I prayed. Well, I know he knows. We belong together, and it ain't no mystery, ain't no fantasy. I think what we really do have is something real.
And talk about that in regards to just knowing that you have the person that you pray for and how much that person brings out the best in you and is that security and just makes your life so much different because you have someone that you pray for.
You know what? A lot of people, like, when you put things like that, it's like, oh, it's just a fairy tale. She happy all the time. They ain't got no issues.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't. We are human, and we gonna always be human. He make me mad, I make him mad. I upset him, he upset me. But at the end of the day, we know how to work through it. Mm-hmm. So we're not living in a fairy tale. We're not living in a fantasy. We live in separate lives. But we came together, and we pushing our separate lives together to unite as one, so that we could make some things work. Because we working on the same frequency, right? We want different for our kids. We don't want to repeat the same cycles.
Right.
So with us knowing that, we know, like, okay, boom, I seen this growing up, you seen that growing up. This is what we don't want. This is what we want for our kids. This is what we don't want. This is what we want for our relationship, and this is what we don't want. So it ain't a fantasy. It ain't always blue skies, but it's always us. That's what it always gonna be. It's us. It's always us. We're gonna work through whatever it is. So I don't want to sell people no dream like, oh, my man, because he is my man at the end of the day. But I don't want to sell the fantasy like, oh, they're just perfect. You look at TV shows or look at superstars and like, oh, he the best, and then the next freaking episode, he done killed the lady or
something crazy.
Something crazy happened, but it ain't there. And I feel like if you don't have that example, if you don't, now you ready to go to the next one, or no, it's gonna always be trials and tribulations and things to go through. Now, with us being on the same wave, it's more so like, all right, we know where to stop, we know how far to go, and we understand each other to where we're gonna talk about this later, or we ain't gonna talk about it later, but we're gonna have a common understanding between one another. It's how you do it, and we know how to, we know how. Sometimes you ain't gotta say nothing. You're like, okay, if he know he wrong, you're like, okay, look, let's go out to eat. Let me make it right that way. Yeah, some people be fighting for a sorry or fighting for you to kiss their butt or something. I know what your apology look like at this point. So it's just it's learning your person. Yeah, and I know my person.
There we go. So this has been so far an amazing conversation with the one, the only MissMollie G up here in the TSC on Smoooth Conversations. Once again, I need everyone who's watching, scan the QR code right now and connect with yours truly. Everything about Smoooth Productions will be on your phone once you scan the QR code. You can also save this show on YouTube or subscribe to it. It's also on, you see the information on Facebook, on the X, on Instagram, TikTok. Everything will be behind that QR code once you scan it. And for those listening right now, once again, on beatdistrictradio.com, or you have the app, download it right now, App Store, or Google Play. So no reason why you can't see what's going on with Smoooth Conversations. So this next part of the show is what I call smooth moments. I see things that I want to highlight, get your viewpoint, your thoughts on what was going on during this moment. Just kind of reliving some things. So what would you say to this person right here?
Girl, I'm popping that collar. Oh, I'm cracking up. That was, let me see, Hollister days. I probably was in middle school. Girl, you got a long way to go. You got a long way to go. You don't know it all, but she was a solid person. Yeah, she I ain't never been like a follower type girl, so I appreciate that mind you have in this picture. But keep growing. Yeah, keep growing. Keep experiencing different people, because I was the type back then. You my friend. I know, right? I'm your friend. I mean, you know, throughout the years, you got a few friends. Mm-hmm. You got a few people in your life that's gonna be your friend. I'm cracking up. But yeah, I think I got braces in that thing and everything.
All right, let's keep it going.
Growing, that's what I tell her.
There we go.
I'm hollering. Look, to this day, I got my son on SpongeBob. I ain't gonna tell you nothing, girl. You did that. Little baby, she got the Pradas on. She got the, oh my God. Ooh, that's even in high school. That's what my room looked like in high school. Wow. Okay. A grow up little girl. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Keep growing too. But she, like I said, I feel like it's me, so I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was a solid person. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know. I was always different. I was always different from everybody else. And it was more so like I had my own mind. And at the end of the day, I had my own mind. You're not gonna persuade me to do much.
And you know, I feel like like in some ways I'm like that too. Like, you know, I have a sports talk show called The Platform Sports Talk Show. Check that out also. Scan the QR code. And I had that for 8 years. So I'm always talking to people, whether it's my own panels or my own panel members or guests that we have. So I'm always talking. But then, and my wife would tell you, we go out somewhere, even with either her people or our cousins or my friends, whatever it is, and at times I could be quiet and laid back, where she expecting for me to be probably the most outgoing because I have 50 million conversations with other people. But I think sometimes,
like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
I'm just chilling. Right. Like, yeah.
Because, you know, like, so even when I go out to, let's say, a party, whatever, if I'm not DJing it, because I'm always DJing, I'm the life of the party, or was when I was younger, or I'm emceeing it, whatever. But when I go out to other events, if I'm not involved in it, I am really just on chill, because I like to just take things in, like you said. Mm-hmm. Just take things in. Sometimes I get all of a sudden ideas that just come to my mind when I see this, I see that. Mm-hmm. And like, that's what helps me to get to where I am right now, because I'm getting all this stuff that just coming in. And it's
that
like,
data,
boom.
You get to upload that data, but you consume. I used to say to my husband all the time before he's my husband, he used to keep them headphones in. And we have a time to even hear your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's like, even with myself, like you said, if I'm not the one shucking and jiving and being the life of the party, like, you okay? What's wrong? Mm-hmm. You mad? It's always like the latter, as opposed to me being, I'm just chilling and
right. and truthfully, it's like, no, nothing be wrong, but sometimes I just be in my own little world for a second. No disrespect to, you know, who I'm hanging around with, but it is something that just comes around, like boom, 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 all these little different thoughts and visions, and
start downloading stuff.
Oh yeah. So let's continue on to this moment here.
No. Girl, you about to do some things. I will tell she about to do some things that she don't even know she about to do. Mm-hmm. You about to, because like I said, my intention was just to be a teacher. I was gonna be a teacher, receive tenure, and retire. But That is not your path, girl.
So this was the high school graduation, correct?
That's college graduation.
Okay,
Mhm.
Tennessee State. Got
Tennessee
you.
State.
So this was during the time when y'all two weren't together.
Yeah, no, we wasn't. Yeah.
Okay.
I was still waiting on him though. I was still waiting on him. I wasn't outside.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't outside.
I wasn't outside. That's the graduation again. Yeah. Shout out to the sorors. Shout out to the sorors. Your booty look flat. It'll grow. It'll grow, sis. Don't worry about it.
Let's see here. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Keep it going. Smooth moments, y'all.
Oh man, that's so funny. That's high school, Mrs. Cratchit. That's when I played Mrs. Cratchit. That's when the first play with my husband. Boyfriend back then.
Okay.
Acting will take you away. It's gonna take you away. Being an actress. You know, I would probably do some. You know what? That'd probably be my next wave. Because I'm a movie girl. Mm-hmm. And if I could create movie, my husband be like, you watch, I would like to watch like, not the first 48, but like 48 hours and like real, like I don't watch scary movies, but because I don't like that stuff. But I will watch like, 48 hours and people come up missing or people just mystery deaths and stuff like that. I watch, he's like, how could you watch that? And you can't watch a scary movie that's fake and this stuff real. But I feel like me downloading that stuff, I can make a good movie. Baby, you're gonna be a action girl with them killer roach in the corner shoes. Okay. Yep, that was Miss Cratchit play. That's what my outfit was for Mrs. Cratchit.
Now, going back to scary movies. Now, I have a certain taste. Like the Freddy's and Jason, Michael Myers, okay, that was cool, but it's like it's not realistic. The movies that really got me that I enjoy watching were like Final Destination. Because that stuff can actually really happen.
I don't like that kind of stuff.
And also the Saw movies. I love those because once again, those things can actually happen. Where
that's what I don't want to watch. They got a possibility of actually happening. I'm like,
those are the ones that I like because, like I said, it's actually relatable. You're not gonna be going down the street and seeing a Michael Myers, you know what I'm saying, or a Freddy.
Horror.
Now we do have unfortunate violence and crazy people, but you ain't gonna see something like that. But Final Destination and Saw.
See, I don't know about Saw. I literally never watched none of them. But Final Destination, I seen a couple of them when the logs fell off the car and hit.
Like all that can happen.
Even a new one. You see, they got a new one coming out.
Yeah,
that's
I'm gonna watch
crazy. I ain't.
The wife probably won't, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I ain't watching nothing like that.
Yeah.
They can keep all of them destinations. And why would they come out all these years later?
Like 20 years, 25 years.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But I through me watching movies, that's my thing. I will go to the movies by myself and sit and watch a good movie. I see the commercials and it is not my vibe.
Good.
Not my vibe.
All right, let's keep it going. Who is this?
That's my grandma. Rest in peace, Molly Watt, the OG. Yeah, that's my grandma. High school graduation. She the leader. She the one that laid the foundation for sure. That's my girl.
That's awesome. Look at this look.
Okay, Thug Misses. Thug Misses. Shout out to Miss Donna. Her when my sister did my hair. Shout out to my beautician. She the one that keep my hair healthy and growing. I try to keep it protected nowadays, considering I can't sit long, but yeah, right there. I don't know where I was going on there with, baby. You look like I'm about to go fight. You look like a little Riverview came back out in me, okay? A little Riverview came back out in me.
Thug life.
Okay, Thug. Mrs. Thug.
Man, that remind me of, well, I know you said you was what, 08, 09, so you was past the no limit cash money time, right? Or you
it was 99 to the 2000.
Right.
Y'all knew that. That was back in my Palace days, okay?
Okay.
Back in the skating rink days. We wasn't beyond that, you know. It's still just strike a nerve coming on now. We got a ringing in my head. I'm about to get up and Shake my baby leg.
Uh-oh. All right, let's see. Oh, talk about this moment already. And so this picture, when I saw it, it says to me a whole lot. So talk about the meaning of this one right here.
That's our maternity pictures. Yeah, I'm crowning me king. I'm crowning him king, crowning me queen. That's our first baby before we had our first baby. And we it's official at that point. We the king and the queen of that throne. So this signifies us stepping into a new phase for sure. We ain't no little kids no more.
Right.
We can't do what we want when we want, how we want.
Different level, whole different life about to happen.
A whole new ball game. So yeah, that's definitely reflective of transitioning into a whole new ball game.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Beautiful thing right there.
That's a cute picture too. We did them pictures. Okay, that's my master's degree right there.
Okay.
That's Lindenwood at Usted, I think 2017. Look at him. He been at all the graduations, huh? My man. Ain't he fine? Ain't he fine? He been so busy. Look at him. He just picked. Look how small I was. I'll get back to you, girl. I will get back to you, but yeah.
Gotta find my way back.
Okay. Gotta take this weight back.
That's what's up.
Oh, that's still our first. That's our baby boy picture. He just in first son. Oh, making me think about my kids. That's big as I got, and this is the size I am now. And I was done. That was the end of the road right there. Oh. That was hilarious. Hilarious. This little boy knew he was actually a good baby. He was a good baby, but he looked just like that when he cried still. Wow. Like some things don't change about your kids. When he ready to cry, his face scrunch up just like that. We had a baby with that fair skin and blue eyes. And we was like, Hopper, who this woman?
Right. Wait.
Who this woman?
They switched our baby up with someone else.
Oh no, we let that baby leave the room now. We gonna keep our baby. Yeah. But it was like, that's another thing. It's like, how? And he ain't albino or anything, but because come on, because we both like, huh? Well, now he looks just like Ryan. He just a fair skin. He got his exact face. He got his exact face. But we were both like, wow, how we get a baby with blue eyes and this fair skin? And then our next baby, she came out darker than both of us. So I said they are the total opposite. A girl who's darker skin with brown eyes, and then we got a boy who's fair skin. I said I don't know what this baby gonna look like. We can't even guess now at this point.
This next photo, remember the photo that I showed this one here. Let me go back. I can bring the story up. How you talking about your look? And what did you say earlier?
The booty flat.
So then this one, it was like,
well, that's after the kid. This a no kid body. That's my baby girl right there. Yeah. My boo boo. Yeah, she put some weight on me too. But that's my baby girl. And I'm glad she's gonna be the only girl. She is something else. She is me. She is me 100%. She me mixed with some other people, but she definitely me. But yeah, that's my baby girl. She put some weight on me there. She put some weight on me.
What was the most that you weighed during between both pregnancies?
I only got to one before I got pregnant with my son. I was literally 116, and they were like, "You need to drink Ensure." So I probably made it to like 140 with him, and I got back down to probably 120. But with her, I believe I hit like 178. 178 with her. Yeah, I was almost 200 pounds.
Wow.
True, yeah, but that weight came off before I got pregnant with him. I was probably 130, 125. But shoot, this baby is in the 99th percentile. His weight is in the 99th percentile, meaning he bigger than 99% of the kids at 21 weeks pregnant. So I know this baby. He already wearing me out, and I'm only halfway through. So I don't know what my body gonna turn into. My mama said my mama had 3 kids, and she was like, I bounce back every time except for that last one. I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to have that in my life. Aww. I thought we were complete then. We had our boy, our girl, and us.
So just from this photo, okay, I can see the dark skin from him, but then the light skin on your son from you.
That's how it was too. Because I was fair skinned when I was young. I had to reflect and go back through some pictures to see where did that skin tone come from. We still can't figure out them eyes. To this day, his eyes still blue. His eyes still blue. But my babies, that's our family, the G's.
The G's. Shouts out to y'all. So the last slide I want to show, because we talked about so many different things. Once again, from the comedy, stand-up, improv, and education, the real estate investor. But for those who may not be familiar, there's a spot right there off of, what street is that?
Chambers.
There you go, Chambers. And it was back then known as Whiteborn, but now Bubba Born.
Bubba's born.
Talk about this and what made you, or you and who else?
My mom.
You and your mom decide to own Bubba Born.
Well, you know what? It really my mama. My mama is the one. She always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Like when we were growing up, she used to make, like, you know, see them people on the corner selling Easter baskets, Mother Day. Every holiday, she had us all on the corner with her. And we mostly stayed right in Lillian. That was her corner. Lillian and I don't know the city streets, but that street. It was that street in Lillian, but it maybe I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I ain't from the city. So Lillian was the side street, but it was like on the main street right
Union.
there. You go. Union and Lillian.
I knew it.
Yeah, like a dollar store right there and a candy store or whatever. Yeah, so it was like a vacant lot. That was her spot to do that. So she didn't tell us. She didn't say nothing until she got it. 100%. She said, I got the family of business, and that's what we gonna do. So Bubba is my granddaddy, which is her daddy. His real name Alan Roy Howe. Shout out to him. And that was her baby. So, you know, we couldn't keep it white. We had to make it Bubba's. So, you know, I'm a mama ride or die. So when she say we in. So that's how we started rapping, and that's how it happened. We bought it from some other people, and the original owner ended up reaching out. It was like, hey, I want y'all to be successful as possible. Let's collab. I'll teach you all I know. And he did just that. And then shoot. Since then, business has been booming. Like,
that's good.
Yeah. From my understanding, the guy sold it due to the fact that it wasn't doing so well. But you know, when you're working where you're supposed to be, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you know, stuff turns into a different side, and like every day, it's a line. Yeah.
So, the wifey, she put me on to back then, Whiteborn, and she kept on saying, "You gotta try it out. You know, the home of the flat, smashed up burgers. You know, and be amazing." And so, is everything pretty much the same, or what is different between what Whiteborn has to what y'all are doing now?
Whiteborn had no smashed up burger, baby. They had them big old baseball burgers.
Oh,
That's what they
okay.
know with them fat.
Okay.
Them fat burgers. So we switched it up a bit. I mean, we still got the big burgers.
Okay.
You know, that's nostalgia. We got people that come that don't know us from Adam and still believe it's the Whiteborn, but we do still hold true to a lot of their customs than which he did have. But you know, we're a bit more cultured than the original owners, so we had to put a little extra flavor on there, throw a little extra couple of things on there, but for sure we do still hold true to the size of the 7-ounce burger, and we hold a lot of their customers together. A lot of the things that they used to do outside of us, add a bit more flavor to it, and then we change things up. We sell turkey burgers, we sell chicken wings, we sell Philly cheesesteaks. So we added some things outside of just burgers to the menu, but we do still hold true to their 7-ounce hamburgers and cook slow and low and turned around. And we hold true to a lot of their customs still.
That's what's
but
up.
We just added, like I said, a lot more flavor. Lot more flavor to it.
Do y'all have a lot of like healthy options too?
No, we got turkey burgers.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't got a salad. We ain't serving nothing green. We got okra. We got okra, but it's deep fried, okay? But no, we ain't stepped
and
up.
I asked that because my wife is on a health journey, so she wants to, she don't want to just be eating all the greasy food. She wants to make sure that she, as she getting ready for the summertime and these trips coming up, she want to be able to have these options of.
Oh, well, tell her pull up on her cheat day.
Got you.
That'd be the best day for her to pull up on us, man. We can give her turkey
the
best burger,
decision
no bread.
she made, huh?
Yeah, we give turkey burger, no bread, slapping them between the little deli paper for you. But yeah, that ain't a healthy option. I try not to eat it too much myself because I don't want to walk around looking like a burger in a minute.
I got you.
But it's hard. It's hard.
Well, this has been an amazing conversation.
Yeah, it has. And I appreciate you open. Like I'm an extroverted person, but I've never really sat down and told my business to nobody. And I appreciate you inviting me to sit here and get up in my business because I do have an interest in. I feel as though I have an interest in life, and like I said, this aligns when I was like, I really need to get into content creating because I do a lot. I got a lot going on, and I thought about doing my TikToks, like the G Family Empire, right? Because I ain't never talked to you about what the G's is. My husband really changed his name from Williams to G. It's the single letter G because we like I told you, we creating something new. We don't want to. We are the foundation, so we are the G's, and that story in itself. Like I do got some of the documentation. Like I do some of the recording, but I don't post and I keep my business to myself. But at this time, I promise you, I was just saying, even though I seen you back in October, yes, turkey burgers, because they hit.
So we'll be there soon.
Okay, okay, right on. But I am. I said to myself, and like you said, we ain't talked to each other we ain't seen each other since October, right? And I said, just this year, I'm like, boom, I'm getting into content creating. I'm gonna do it. And you just kick-started what I said I'm gonna do because I'm gonna get into it. I gotta do what I said I'm gonna do, and I have no excuse not to. You know my business now, and it's out there now.
It's out there. Any last shout outs you said to that camera right there?
Oh, just shout out to my family. Shout out to y'all that view. I appreciate everybody that support anything that I got going on. If my teacher's still on here, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all the most because y'all see the vision and y'all keeping it going. So that's what it is. But yeah, shout out to my mama, my babies, my sisters. Shout out to you. Like I said, you really about to change something for me, and now I just can't. Ain't no turning back because it's all out there now. So
because we some go getters.
Okay,
goal getters too.
Goal getters gotta stay progressive. So at this point now that I got my business out there, it's like, oh, I feel like somebody might want to know more, and if they don't want to know more, I want to show more. Yeah. So thank you for helping me break a barrier that I've been in my head about for the longest. But stay tuned. Content to come.
There we go. Stay tuned. And last thing, take out motherhood, being a teacher, real estate investor, improv. Who is MissMollie?
I'm a child of God. Just listening to him so he can lead the way. I'm just following his lead. Whatever he tell me to do, I'm doing.
There we go. With that being said, y'all, another edition of Smoooth Conversations. Make sure y'all go ahead and scan the QR code for those watching and follow everything about Smoooth Productions. See how much I can assist and collab and do things for you. And also subscribe on YouTube on Smoooth Conversations, Smoooth with 3 O's. And of course, Beat District Radio, KBDR. Go to the website, check out what we have in store, and also download the app, Google Play, and the App Store. And also, if you're interested in maybe being a sponsor for my show or for Beat District Radio, scan the QR code or hit me up, smoothproductions.com, smooth with 3 O's, and let's talk about it. If you want your company to get some ad space and we can have your ad showing or being played over the Beat District Radio station, let me know, hit me up. Let's make things happen and get what you got going on shared all over the world, y'all. Doing big things, Smooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. It is your boy Smooth, now with just 1, not 2, but 3 O's and Smooth. And y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Stay tuned, stay smooth, y'all.
I like that.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.